Thank you for visiting LA Sewerscope. I'm Ike, the owner, and this video is a demo sample of the type of inspections we produce in conjunction with our cloud-based reports for our clients. Our subject property today is located in the Carthay Circle area of Los Angeles. To protect our clients' privacy, the address reads as 123 Main Street. This graphic shows a view of a typical sewer system. To help you visualize all the underground components that we'll be inspecting today, our focus is the sewer lateral line, which is the portion of the property's drain, waste, and vent system that runs from just outside the foundation of the home to the street, where it terminates at the municipal connection. The goal is to verify that the pipe is intact and drains properly. We're searching for common defects, such as grease buildup, root intrusion, cracks or structural damage, separated joints, and blockages. We'll scope the line from 2 of the 3 different cleanout access points at this property to get a complete picture of the system. Now, for the new owner's reference, the first 2 cleanouts are located in the rear of the property. And as you're looking at the back of the home, they are on the left side, hidden behind a couple of palm trees and just under the main electrical panel. Cleanout number 1, shown here, routes to the interior of the home and is outside the scope of this report. Instead, this part of the plumbing system will be assessed from underneath the foundation of the home by your general inspector. Our Sewerscope investigation begins with cleanout number 2. Now, we always zero the footage counter at the top of the cleanout rim. This ensures that if we find a defect or blockage in the cleanout or vertical stack, our approximate depth and distance measurements are as accurate as possible for any maintenance in the future. We've cleared the vertical stack and the base of the sweep, and are now in the horizontal lateral line. The piping material you see here is black ABS plastic, acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. This plastic piping is considered the best material for sewer lines today. It has an expected lifespan of 100 years or more if installed correctly. The interior of this pipe seems smooth, which is exactly what we look for, because a smooth pipe minimizes friction and promotes efficient wastewater flow. This reduces the likelihood of solids accumulating or clogging. The pipe joints seem well bonded, and that shiny stuff you see around the edges, well, that's solvent cement, or in other words, the glue that is used to hold those joints together. At 14 feet, we see a slight offset or misalignment in the piping. Also, there's a minor belly or standing water here. This section of the pipe is slightly lower than the next, and this is a fairly common situation. There's no debris backed up in this pipe, which tells me that this portion of the system is serviceable or working as intended. Those star-like objects you're seeing on the crown of the pipe are condensation droplets. This happens because the air inside the pipe is warm and humid from the household water, while the ground surrounding the pipe is much cooler. The warm vapor rises and condenses into liquid droplets, and they act like tiny mirrors, reflecting the intense light from the camera. On the sidewalls of the pipe, you'll see a rough, bumpy texture. That's scale. Scale is a buildup of hardened mineral deposits, grease, and debris. We are also seeing a small amount of standing water here, but it remains lower than the height of the camera lens, indicating a depth of less than half an inch. There are no solids being retained here, which means that the flow velocity is sufficient to clear the line. Now, those low-hanging spider webs are a good sign that this section of the pipe has not flooded or fully backed up recently. You see, just like the starlight effect of the water droplets, those delicate webs would have been washed away if there was a backup raising the water level in the pipe. At 53 feet, the pipe changes color to a terracotta reddish brown. This is VCP, which stands for vitrified clay pipe. Clay is the grandfather of sewer pipes. It's vitrified, meaning kiln-fired at around 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's impervious to water and chemicals, won't rust, and can last virtually forever. In fact, around the world today, there are still working clay pipes that have been in use since the days of the Roman Empire. However, unlike ABS plastic, clay is brittle. It can crack and has joints every few feet where roots can enter in search of water. The clay piping here exhibits some incrustation consistent with normal use. Also, fogs, or fats, oils, grease, and scale are collecting toilet paper and debris in various areas. While the water flow of the pipe is passing around these obstacles now, they will continue to get bigger with time and will obstruct solids if left unchecked. To take care of this, I'm going to recommend that the line be cleaned out with a high-pressure hydrojetter. On the upper left, we see the junction point for cleanout number 3 as we transition back into ABS piping. At 70 feet, the number of turns and bends in the line cause our cable to experience what's known as friction lock, meaning the physics of the pipe's curvature limited the camera's push rod's ability to move any further in the line. And at that time, the scope from cleanout number 2 was discontinued. The inspection resumed from cleanout number 3, which is located at the rear left corner of the property next to a large palm tree. This property has an unusual sewer system run. It's not routed to a main sewer line in the middle of the street as most are, or even to an alley, which is sometimes the case. Instead, it shares an easement with the neighbor to the rear, as is shown here on the Los Angeles Bureau of Engineering plot map. This is important information for the new homeowner to know, because the city has the right, with proper notification, to enter the property so that they can conduct maintenance work. The access point is a raised cement manhole bunker, which is located just to the right of cleanout number 3, as shown here in this photo. At the cleanout, we drop into ABS piping. I'm coming back a bit here to double-check the integrity of the ABS pipe connection fittings. They seem solid and tight. Now we change to clay pipe at about 7 feet. I don't see any debris, cracks, or root intrusion at the joints. This section of the pipe looks good. To keep your pipes clear and flowing well, always remember to avoid putting any paper towels, sanitary products, or so-called flushable wipes in the toilet. They stay solid, can snag and stick to the rough scale, which can lead to blockages, dams, and eventually costly backups. Arriving at the city main saddle, here we see some scale deposits and also minor root intrusion on the top left. A larger root mass is noted beyond the connection point and seems to be within the city portion of the connection. I can see that the root intrusion is starting to accumulate debris and may impede the flow of the city's pipe if left unserviced. With the manhole cover just to the right of this connection, it should be fairly easy for them to hydrojet those roots quickly. My conclusions and recommendations. The sewer lateral line has a couple of low spots, where a minimal amount of water was noted. This is a common occurrence. No solids were retained in these areas, and the water flow seems serviceable. Evidence of encrusted fogs, fats, oils, grease, and scale buildup were noted in the system. I could see that toilet paper and debris were collecting on the sidewalls of the pipe, and this situation will only get worse if left unattended. I recommend a high-pressure hydrojet contractor scour the pipe walls, removing the current buildup and restoring the optimal flow diameter of the piping. A follow-up Sewerscope inspection should be performed every 18 to 24 months. This reevaluation is critical to monitor the rate of grease accumulation and ensure the low spots are not retaining debris and remain functional. Additionally, I'll recommend that the client contacts the City of Los Angeles Sanitation Department to assess the root intrusion of the public sewer line system on the city side of the connection point, which is under their jurisdiction. I'll provide the necessary link and phone number to that department in the written Sewerscope report. Well, that will wrap things up for the video portion of this Sewerscope. For more detailed information on our findings and recommendations, please refer to the complete written Sewerscope report. And of course, we are always just a phone call, text, or email away. If you should have any questions, we can help you with. This is Ike with LA Sewerscope, and I truly want to thank you for choosing us to inspect your home. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks again.